guys? Probably over 9,000 here. We're going to go right into it. The good, the bad, the ugly Destiny update for April. Starting off with Crucible. So Crucible is going to get a couple changes. These pretty much will affect everything but Elimination and Trials. Until I say they do. Special ammo. Special ammo, now everybody spawns special ammo, whether you're using a sniper, whether you're using a shotgun, doesn't matter, you start with ammo. It's supposed to be a little bit, but until we actually see how much is a little, we have to wait and find out. But special ammo will be dropping at 3 minutes into the match, and then 2 minutes later at 5 minutes into the match. Heavy will also be dropping at only once per match now. No more two heavy spawns, just one. At 5 minutes as well. So you'll have to pick, do you go for special or you go for heavy? They've also said that legendary rewards are going to be dropping more frequently as in the Crucible as rewards, but they've said it before, I've heard it before. Damn, that's a good snipe. But we have to wait to see if that's true, and I'll use finger quotes because they've said it before, we've heard it before, but whatever. Big change that is actually going to everything, including trials, is respawn time. So respawn, in the sense of like rezzing, being revived, is actually being extended by 2 seconds. So it'll actually now go from, I believe, 5 seconds to 7 seconds, which is huge because in essence they pretty much rendered fast res gear useless, because it doesn't matter, even if you use fast res, you're still going to have to wait the 2 seconds longer. So if you're dead in the open, that could really cost your team the loss of the round, especially if you're first down, because if you're in a bad spot, they're not going to be able to get to you that easily, or risk it in the sense of, because they're going to have to now stand there and wait. No more running through orbs. Trials, you're going to get new gear. Trials, armor and weapons can drop up to light level 330. If you're lucky enough to make it to Mercury, 335. Armor and weapons, you heard me right, armor and weapons, which means finally we get some armor pieces. Awesome. Iron Banner just got artifacts, and Ghost now will drop at 320 for your rank 3, rank 5, and some changes to the bounty. Basically 2,500, and the win is now 1,500 and a match completion, which I really don't like, because I feel like it made it too easy, especially for something like Iron Banner, where it's always been prided that it's the best of the best, and Guardians, it's a true test of PvP. From there, we're going to actually go into the weapons. So weapons, there has been weapon changes from all classes pretty much. Auto rifles, high rate of fire, you're getting less base damage. Low rate of fire, you're getting increased base damage. Pulse rifles, low fire, they are getting a base damage increase. Hand cannon is getting an ammo reserve increase. Just the amount of ammo you can carry, not your actual magazines. A lot of people are getting confused with that. Fusion rifles are getting blanket stability, which I really don't like, because things like the Thesan and all that are going to be running amok now. If you thought shotguns are bad, wait till you start running into those. Snipers have gotten a stability lowered across the board. Doesn't matter. The zooms on the short gaze, the ambush, and the SLR-10 have now been zoomed in more. So now it's not going to be so convenient when you're in close quarters, where you were able to maybe pick things off. They added 2 frames as well, guys, which will also affect how quickly you pull in the scope. Even if you have snapshot went from 30% increase to 20% increase. Mida's losing high caliber rounds, which isn't huge. I mean, I know it affects staggering, but I mean, look, for me, staggering's always been hit or miss anyways. Suros is getting a buff from the auto rifle family. So you know, if you're using the low rate of fire, yes, you're going to get more damage, which is awesome, I think. Spin up though on it, if you're using for the higher rate, takes 4 shots, like 4 bullets before it'll kick in, and focus fire is getting a range buff. Hawkmoon is getting increased range. That's it. Hopefully that's enough to kind of bring Hawkmoon back. I know a lot of people have been waiting for Hawkmoon to really be a vital weapon again, especially for an exotic. The last word, this one is, I'm going to take a little bit of time on. The last word, a lot of people are thinking that the last word perk, the last word, is being nerfed. It's not. They're just taking the damage bonus off from hip firing. That's it, guys. If you actually watch the video at 42 minutes when they talk about the last word, from 42 to 43, they actually end it saying, you still get the aim assist. You still get the stability. You're just losing the damage buff. And the reason for that was because people were easily able to 2-shot headshot. Now they're saying you can do it in 3. I don't really buy that. we'll have to wait and see. I really think that that's not going to be the case. But you're getting more ammo, so there you go. Thorn, this pisses me off. Seriously.
What the fuck?
Why are we talking about Thorn? Thorn is year 1, but we're talking about it. Basically, they lowered the DOT, they lowered the pulse from 6 to 4, and the poison screen that you get from when you get hit by Thorn isn't going to be so dominant in the sense of the green, which again, it's like, whatever. Icebreaker, another year 1 weapon that we're talking about because it's so popular now, especially with weapon swapping, which, by the way, now if you use Icebreaker and you fill up your ammo or even get a couple shots and you swap during the screens, you lose all your ammo. Same thing with sidearms. Awesome. But basically, swapping, again, like I said, you'll lose all your ammo, and the scope got zoomed in. So it's not going to be so convenient to use in close quarters. Drake's Promise. Drake's Promise, for a game that everybody says don't compare to Halo, it's not Halo, it's not Halo, it's not Halo. Well, guess what? We just got the fucking Needler because they just gave it better tracking. And watching in the video, the thing is going to be used everywhere. People literally are going to be saving up legendary marks to get their year 2, and people are going to go back to the Prison of Elders to try to get the year 1. Telesto got better factioning, which basically just means it has an easier time differentiating between a friendly Titan bubble and the enemy, and vice versa. 1,000-yard stare got less ammo in its inventory, which I'm okay with. That's fine. I mean, I used to carry around, I think, like something like 24, 18. I don't remember. It was somewhere in like the low to mid 20s of ammo, which I feel is crazy, especially when you're swapping. Terminus is getting reduced ammo, which I think is great too, because again, Terminus just has so much ammo. You literally could go like half a match if you're smart and you don't get popped off, and just literally just destroy people. So I feel that's good. All King's Fall weapons, guys, are getting a faster reload time. But again, this is the part where that was like the good and a couple of the bads. And here's where we're going to get in the ugly, and this is where I'm going to kind of wrap up the majority of it. So we were all waiting for a nerf for the Warlock, right? Deej went on Twitter and said, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It really didn't come. So we're going to start off with Voidwalker. Voidwalker is almost virtually untouched. They really are emphasizing that if you build your class with Voidwalker the proper way, you could always have an ability ready at any time, whether it's melee, whether it's nades, whether it's this, whether it's that. So you could always use something and have some versatility to you. Basically, they're saying they're trying to push Voidwalker because it's not really used all that much. Stormcaller got it the worst. Stormcaller, you can't break Titan Bubbles anymore with Landfall, which I think is bullshit, because Titan Bubbles, especially in PvP, are used to really just spawn orbs. We see it all the time, the double bubbles, so that other people can get their supers. I feel like there should be something that can go in there and destroy it other than like another Titan Slam. But, I mean, that's whatever. The blind area, fine. They no longer, when you pop Landfall, do you blind everybody near you. For Storm Trance, which I feel is good. It should be a tighter pocket because you're just hitting that zone. Arc Lightning is going to take more energy while you're using it, which is good because sometimes you see Stormcallers that feel like they've been Stormcalling for like half the match. So that's good. Storm Trance has also been shortened overall as well. Stormcaller, like I said, got it the worst. Now this is like the big rant. So we were all waiting for the Sunslinger. I'm a Sunslinger. I use it a lot. I know how OP it is, especially with Radiant Skin. I mean, you could take like 4 Titan Hammers. You could take a couple body shots from snipers. I mean, even somebody used a Terminus against me and had to put a good amount of shots in me before they could get me down, especially if I'm at full health. So what did they do? They said, oh, well, you're gonna get less fire bolts if you're using self-res. Any good Warlock, seriously,
What the fuck?
is not using self-res. No, like, self-res is so easily counterable in trials now, it's predicted. They see a Sunslinger, they instantly think they're using self-res 9 times out of 10. They're not thinking, oh, he's got Radiant Skin or she's got Radiant Skin, and they're going to be a walking tank. No, so what do? They say, oh, well, if you're not using self-res, you can go ahead and get 2 more nades. So they're going to give, during your super, the charge rate of the nades. If you're not self-res, you will be able to use 2 more nades. Seriously, what are you thinking with that? Literally, it's just like, people are already nading, they're already doing these things, and you give them more nades? Like, I really struggle to think, or struggle to try to comprehend where they thought that would be a good idea. Well, they already burned the shit out of people, let's just give them more fucking ammo. So they take more damage, and they can deal out more damage now. And then the whole addressing of Firebolt. Pretty much what they said was there's no simple fix because there's so many different things about Firebolt that make it strong. So we're not going to do anything about it. right now. That is the biggest cop-out I've ever seen in my life. I mean, we could fix Thorn, we can nerf the shit out of Arc Bolt. Arc Bolt's so useless now that everybody's using scatter grenades, especially if you're a hunter. Like, we don't address the Titan shoulder charge that bounces off of people. We don't deal with the blade dances that are short sobbing. And then you think they're gonna do the Firebolt, and they go, no, at this time. How about a checksum? You got armor that says, hey, if you're wearing this piece of armor, you get 2 fusion grenades. But if you're using Firebolt, you don't. So you're telling me that if I use Firebolt with this or that, with Viking Funeral and Touch of Flame, you can't figure out where to set Firebolt at its base damage, and then if you're not, then set it somewhere else. I find that as like a cop-out. That's pretty much my rant. That's the ugly. Really, they just dropped the ball, and I really don't know what else to say. But make sure to let me know what you think, and come check me out on Twitch, guys. Until next time.